Hi guys, my name is Anna, you're watching simcue, and without further ado, let's get into this video. So we're building a wizard tower and it ended up costing me a lot of trouble. I wanted to play around with these rounded walls, and if you know that rounded walls in The Sims 4 is not something that you play around with. Rounded walls is something that causes a lot of trouble, a lot of stress, and just a lot of issues, and a lot of going like, why want this fit? Why want this go here? It doesn't always make a whole lot of sense when you're working with rounded walls, and especially because I both wanted rounded walls, but I also wanted rounded balconies. So in total, we're building the maximum amount of 4 floors, so we can have this tall, skinny tower. And I wanted these balconies, which you can see I'm fiddling around with here, to go around the tower because it's quite small. It's almost the smallest size we have for a rounded room. It's only like one bit bigger, so there is on each floor there's like one straight wall. Otherwise it's these curved walls, and because of that I wanted the stairs to wrap around on the outside, so you're kind of going around the tower to get up each floor, because I didn't really want to have ladders inside. I didn't want them to take up any space, and I also just didn't really like the look. So you can see here I'm sort of playing around with where I want the stairs to be placed, and I think you will slowly see me pretty much deleting the entire thing, starting over, because I really wanted the stairs on the side going from the ground floor up to the first floor. But I do really like the stair that we have further up. I knew that I still wanted that stair that sort of goes on top of the main entrance. Yeah. So you can also see that each time I want to place a new foundation, I basically have to delete a room, and I thought this was, or think that this was what eventually caused the game to crash. I think this build caused like 3 crashes, and I also lost some footage due to it. I think my computer was just like, what is going on? And it just closed everything down. So I do have some screenshots in the end in case there's anything that we are missing. Now there's a bit of knocking on the other side. I think my neighbors are doing some renovations. So if you can hear that, I'm so sorry. I don't hope it bothers you too much. But yeah, still fiddling around with these balconies, and right now it's all smooth sailing, and then you will see as we get further into the video that when I start moving things around, the stairs just disappear, they glitches, they will not place. So here I'm trying to figure out if I want to go for half wall or if I want to go for a fence. Since I also do these with limited packs, it's like what will really fit, what will go together. So this build in total only uses cottage living, cats and dogs, which you will see is because I really specifically wanted these. It's not spandrels, but it is things that sort of look like support. We will see them later. So cats and dogs, and then it uses Realm of Magic, of course, and then Get Together. I find that Get Together, like with a lot of the builds that I'm doing, I always need that pack. Like one thing is I think a lot of people in the sim community know about the one straight column that for some reason we don't have in the base game. It comes with Get Together. Like that I use so much, but also just so many of their like wallpapers, their flooring. I find myself using the pack a lot. So it's slowly starting to take shape. I think I might have cut out the footage, but I think I actually spent a lot of time choosing the stairs, because at this point, like, I don't really have a full-on plan when I build these. I have an overall idea of how I want something to look, and I usually go and download a few photos just off of Google, which is also why I cannot show you. So I do have some references that I'm kind of working off. So I have this overall idea of what I want it to look like, but I don't really have it all planned out like in The Sims. So when I also want to do like limited packs, it's like we have, I think, 3 or 4 different types of these stairs that don't have any like wall. I know that you can always delete the wall, but the thing with these stairs is that they generally look to be built, like you can see there's also the space between each of the steps, so they look like they're meant to be more like free hanging. I don't know really what you would call it. So yeah, because we have 3 or 4, I need to go and then pick which one am I going to use, because that means I'm going to add a pack, and that's really something that I try to be conscious about when I choose anything. It's like, is it can I justify adding another pack to this build just for this one item? And I know that a lot of people won't care. I know that a lot of people have a lot of packs, but I really have been more interested in trying to do builds for people that have more limited packs, and I really try to limit my use of kits, because I feel like on one hand it's like great, like they are the cheaper packs and then you can get something very specific, so yeah, people might have them, but at the same time they're also adding only just a few items, so I feel like there's actually a higher chance of people maybe spending a bit more or waiting for a sale and then getting like expansion packs. And since Get Together is also like quite old, I would assume that a lot of people would have that pack. So I try to be cautious of what packs I use and how many I use, so that as many as possible will be able to download these. And since I do have some crashes and since I do lose some footage, I am a little bit unsure about these wallpapers. I actually don't know if these are the ones I end up going with. I do like how it looks, but I feel like there are some changes later on. Maybe this is just what I remember. In general, you will probably see me be quite indecisive. I try to cut out some of the parts because I take so long making a decision, and I look at the same thing like over and over. You can see here now I'm like just like trying, do I want it to be different colors? Do I want it to be darker? And so it's a lot, but I also do think that it's all of these decisions that I make along the way that makes it turn out to be a build that I at least personally really, really like. Yeah, these were what I was talking about. I don't remember the name of these things. I just call them support thingies, for lack of a better word. And then of course I need to go and choose something else. No. Okay, we're back. Yeah, so these are the ones you can see me placing here that are from cats and dogs. And this was where I was like, do I really want to bring in this pack? Because I know I'm not really going to otherwise use it. Like, it's not otherwise a pack that really fits this build. But these were just the absolute best. And when I feel like an item is essential for like completing the look that I'm going for, I am obviously going to add it, even if it is just one item for one pack. Otherwise, that is what I'm trying to avoid, because I feel like if I add a pack, I might as well use as much of it as possible. And I think you might be able to see me that sometimes I sort through the catalog, and then I will obviously now, since I've already added cats and dogs, I will then continue to use cats and dogs. So I will add more from the pack. But the reason why it was added originally was very much because I wanted to use these supporters. So here you can just see me place all of these windows that are on the very upper floor of this tower. So on the third or fourth floor, depending on where you're from. These are all alt place, which was a little bit tedious, but very worth it. I obviously wanted them to go so that they fit in between all of the supports. And then I'm adding a few more details to the outside, making this balcony a little bit bigger, because I did also want to have a slight bit of an outdoor space, so that it's not only like a walkway. And if you were quick to notice, when I raised it, the stairs actually disappeared. So it's only because I then went back, and you will see me, I think, shortly start having the first issues with the stairs. But here I'm being very indecisive about some windows and also some roofing on top of the door. And I don't know if it bothers you as much as it bothers me, but sometimes I'm like, just pick something. Like when I watch it back, it's sometimes such a long process, and I don't even think I end up using it. I'm not sure. But I go back and forth so many times. I think you will also see me, like, even though you might think, like the outside is starting to come together and it seems like I've chosen some colors, I think I'll change some of them as well. I'm not sure what I'm looking for right now. I think some hanging plants I will use later on to like add on all of the balconies. I'm assuming that is what I'm searching for quite a lot. I use the debug catalog quite a lot. I use Better BuildBuy, which is a mod by Mexi. Twisted Mexi, sorry, I got that all wrong. Twisted Mexi has this mod called Better BuildBuy, so that's a lot easier to access the debug catalog, and I use it quite a lot. But as I said earlier, this was already painted, and now I'm changing it, and then I'm changing it back, and then I'm choosing another one, and this is not even that bad. I've built a greenhouse cafe, which is also up if you want to go and watch that video after this one, and I had to cut out, I think, 20 minutes of me choosing flooring. Nothing else, like no other details, just flooring. Yeah, and here I am going back and forth again with the wallpaper. And even though this was like I think it was when I changed the fences that it once again deleted the stairs. And right now I just haven't really noticed, I haven't really seen it be an issue, because I always just like undo, I just go back and then they're added back in. I think I mentioned this earlier, that you will now see me place this cauldron. I really, like, even though there's nothing else up here, I really like this room. I think I like the idea of it. I said this, like, old wizard brewing potions. Yeah, this was what I was kind of waiting for. I was a bit unsure about exactly when in the video we were going to see it, but now I realized that the stairs is an issue. And as you can see, when I then make the balcony bigger, it solves that problem, but I didn't want the big balconies. I wanted them to be very slim, and I obviously went in and play tested it to see if it was still working, and it does. Your sim can easily walk around these slim balconies, but whenever I later on made changes, whether it was to the foundation, to the fences, adding extra walls, anywhere on the lot, these stairs would delete themselves. And I never really figured out the issue. I just had to do a lot of tweaking back and forth, deleting rooms, replacing rooms, and then finally solving the issue and just choosing to like be done with the build. So here I'm adding in a small toilet. I use quite a lot of time to figure out how this is going to be. And then I end up just deleting it. I was like, it doesn't fit. So in the uploaded version, there is these like outdoor toilets, like the ones where there are like two toilets, like you see them around, and they're public toilets, they are around the world. I just added one to this lot, but I think if you played the what's it called, Nature's Calling, like the free event, or the event where you could get free stuff, it added that like outhouse. I would definitely, if you played that and if you have that in your catalog, I would go and add that. I think that will like fit it a lot better. As soon as I got, because that was the idea, I was going to just build like a little outhouse, and as soon as like the event then came, I was just like, oh, that was what I was looking for. Like that was what I needed for this build. But this was built before that, so it's quite an old build. I just haven't gotten around to it. I think you might have seen a short snippet of the kitchen, and I assume that was some of the, or not assume, I know that was some of the footage that I lost, because with the crashes, the actual recording of the screen also apparently just stopped working, and I lost some footage. So you will see that in the screenshots. And then what I am decorating right here is then like the living room. So this is on the first floor. We call it the first floor. I think some people call it the second floor. So we have the ground floor, and then this is the first floor. So this is like the living room. So I actually do think that this couch is from Cats and Dogs, if I'm not wrong. I think it might be. And then, of course, furniture from Realm of Magic. And I was just because I didn't really want to use the Realm of Magic couches, because I do really like them. I actually do think that they're really pretty, but I could also see myself just using it a lot. So I believe that these are from Cats and Dogs, and I think I chose to use them because I know that I might not be using that pack for a lot of my other builds. So this was kind of a chance to use some different furniture. So I just wanted to make this like really cozy little room where your wizard can, like, I don't know, search things up. I did add a computer. I very often use the computer from Cottage Living because it like looks old, and it's just like you very often need a computer for gameplay, like for the most random things. I feel like it's honestly a little bit difficult to play The Sims without a computer. So it does have, so they do have this like old computer, and otherwise, yeah, I just wanted to make this cozy workspace, which is also why I of course added some of the furniture from Realm of Magic, because I do like the details, like they're a bit more cluttered. We have the like the bottles on top of that like cabinet, and obviously the butterflies and the wands in this other cabinet, and then just a lot of rocks. I was like, yeah, we're going to add a lot of rocks and some sort of flower printed wallpaper. So this would be the second floor. me thinking about which floor it is each time. This is the second floor. So this is the bedroom, as you can see. I don't know why that word was difficult for me to find. I think I kept the bedroom pretty simple. All you need was really the bed. And I know that I also thought about adding back in the toilet to this, but it was like, no matter what, it just became this like really awkward space. And I didn't really want to work around that, and I would rather have them, also because I just felt like that makes sense to have an outhouse. And I was going to build that later, but with all of the crashes, and I couldn't put up any walls, and that's why eventually I decided to add in the like public restrooms that I explained earlier. But yeah, today I would definitely change it out for that actual like outhouse. So choosing some more decor. What I'm doing here is that I'm getting like another piece of furniture so that I get the right height, and then I can sort of alt place them on this wardrobe piece. And then we're decorating the balcony. What you see in the background, like what you see on the ground floor, all of these items, is sometimes when I go through the catalog, I sometimes just go through like the what's it called, like the category with is it just called like statues, and then you have clutter, and then we have miscellaneous. Like, I don't really understand what items go in which catalog category. I know a lot of other players are starting to really complain about it. Like when you have a lot of packs, and I know that it's not really something you should be complaining about because it's obviously really nice that you're able to afford a lot of packs, but with a lot of packs, the catalog gets so cluttered. Like, I need some more categories, like some subcategories. I think it's getting more and more difficult to find the items that you're looking for. So what I often do is that I go through the catalog and I just like scroll through it, and I find all of the items from, again, if I'm working with limited packs, from the packs that I am using, and I just add them all to the space, to the lot, so that I can move them around later, so that I don't have to go through and do it all again. So here I'm placing a weather, I don't have that word either, sorry. The weather thing on top. I thought it was really cute, and I just used tool mod really quickly to make it the proper size. And then adding in an extra chimney, even though there's actually not a fireplace. I think I just imagined that the kitchen, like the stove itself, would almost be like a fireplace, and I knew that I also wanted the details. That is general with this wizard tower. Like, I just wanted to add all of these small quirky features to really make the build come to life. I am a little bit worried about when we're going to see the first crash. Like, I can sort of see the video playing, and I know that it's coming up, and it's not far off. But yeah, so as I said, I just place all of these decor items, and now I'm going in and I'm actually trying to place them around, and I might delete some of them again, but I find that it's a much easier process, even if for you, the viewer, it might seem a little bit like, because I start jumping around a lot, but it's just so much easier to have it out on the lot, so I don't have to look through the catalog quite as many times, and then I can just place them all around. I think the color scheme has really come together. Oh yeah, I think we're getting into it, because now I'm moving the tower because I wanted it further back on the lot, and I don't even think I noticed that the stairs disappeared, so I think we will soon get into me realizing and then having some other issues, because yeah, I also wanted it to be on a slight hill, not too big of a hill, because obviously that would not really fit in with the environment. It is a very flat lot, but yeah, I originally wanted it to be just on a slight little raised up area of the ground. And then with the crashes, like the blackout or like the fade that you just saw was honestly another crash. I think that was the third crash just because of the stairs. And I have not showed you the footage. I don't even know if I had footage or if I just got so bothered that I didn't record it and just like fixed it. But I found that the way to fix it was to completely disassemble the tower, like pick apart all of the pieces, move the rooms, do the like balconies, the foundation again, and then placing back the rooms. I was very happy, very lucky that I was able to then just like move the room back, because I was really worried that I would have to sort of build it again and then move all of the furniture. So it was really annoying, but luckily I did find a way to fix it. So we get the stairs back, because yeah, I could have just used the bigger balconies, but again, I didn't want that. It didn't look good. Like the tower is so tall and skinny, so it wouldn't really fit to then have these like really big, obviously really heavy balconies. I've just felt like that wouldn't look as good. So we're now getting into some of the last details of the build. I'm placing these also from debug, but they are items that you can use. So these are some of the plants. Yeah. Some of the plants that we have. I especially placed a lot of the mushrooms, because I don't know, I just thought that this was, again, this old like wizard with all of his mushrooms brewing weird potions at the top of his tower. So especially mushrooms, but also other plants that I know are quite essential for making some of the potions that your spellcasters can make. And I think we are getting closer and closer to the end. I think you'll just see me do some more plants and some more details. I really wanted this kind of overgrown feel. I feel like it's the kind of sim that wouldn't be taking that much care of the actual lot. Like he has his own plants, which he's watering, taking care of, but overall it's just slightly overgrown, not that very well taken care of. I also tried to clutter up the space without cluttering it too much, but that was kind of what I was thinking, was that the person would be living with a lot of clutter, like a lot of stacks of books, a lot of small potion bottles, crystals, like all over the place. So if you like, you can definitely clutter it up more. And so now is probably a good time to mention that if you want to play on this lot, it's not a problem that you place any items of your own. The issue that causes the stairs to disappear is if you like build any walls, even if they're not together with the rest of the tower, like any walls on the lot, if you change the foundation, if you change his fences, anything like that will unfortunately cause the stairs to disappear. So probably recommend that you don't do that, but it's not an issue that you place items also as your sim is growing and the life is developing and you're placing down more things, or if there's anything, of course, that you want to change. So we're now getting into the screenshots, so I will just leave you to it. I hope you have a lovely day and that I'll see you next time. Bye!